Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, coming to you to talk a little bit about the do's and don'ts of talking about an affair. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Candy J. I'm a certified clinical sexologist. I am a premarital marital counselor. I am a mocha marriage facilitator, marriage boot camp coach, 7 principles for making marriage work, Gottman leader. I am a wedding officiant. And so many more things. But I am talking about the do's and the don'ts of talking about an affair. Okay, so Valentine's Day just passed, and this weekend is kind of side piece weekend, and I don't say that lightly, but it is definitely the truth. And if you find yourself in a situation or you have found out that your person has cheated, and you're in this place of trying to repair after the affair, and you've decided that you want to stay with this partner, there are some things that you got to do. And so there's a few do's and don'ts. But one thing that I would say that is that hate, despair, hopelessness, deep pain are roadblocks to healthy dialogue about an affair, right? And so you have to be in a mature and healthy place in your head. And I know that's kind of hard, right? When you've just now found out someone's cheating on you, right? So I always recommend, if you don't feel like you're in a space where you can talk without anger, without sarcasm, without throwing things, without, just it going overheated. You want to get a counselor, a therapist, a coach involved, any of those things. But if you're not ready for that, or it's just not where you can feel like you can afford or want to go to one of those things, let me say this. You want to have a safe word when things get too heated. If you've never watched my live about pause technique, it is a definite tool when it comes to talking about this particular subject. You want to have that pause already in place. And pause is basically where you have a safe word, a safe time frame, a safe person, and a safe place that you can go. And so if you've never seen that, go back and look for my live. I'll even put it in the comments, right? But so you want to have a safe word that you can stop and just go to your separate places if you feel like it's going to get too heated. Consider setting a timer for a length of time that you plan to talk, and maybe have soft music playing in the background. Why? Because music tends to bring us down, and we're able to, think a little bit more clearly, and it keeps us calm, right? Um, and like establish a time that if the topic comes up, you'll make a note of it, and then you'll return to the next session. So you want to have like a breakdown of sessions, right? That you're going to talk about this, because it's going to constantly come up. This is fresh. And most of the time, the offended part of the person that was cheated on is going to want to talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And as the person that cheated, you've got to you've got to have an open mind. And you may have cheated out of hurt. People cheat for many different reasons. I talked about that on a different live, right? But people cheat for many different reasons. Maybe you cheated because you were hurt too. And so then that means that you're going to have to work out those dynamics of when you do talk about this infidelity, that you don't let your bubble of hurt come up, because it does not trump that you hurt the other person. Now, you guys may have a balance or equality of hurt that caused you to cheat and all of these things, not condoning it, right? But there are reasons why people do what they do. And if your partner has a valid reason in their mind, right, you need to be able to hear them and listen to them, right? So think about this. Do not sit down. It's not necessary to sit down for 3 hours at a time to talk. In reality, 15 minutes might be enough. Meaningful conversations, those are always going to help you get to the root of the infidelity. And they're just absolutely necessary. So have the patience, right? So we're talking about the do's and the don'ts, right? So for the person that has been cheated upon, right? You're going to view infidelity a little bit different, right? And you're likely to have conflicted perspectives when it comes to talking to this person. So there are a few things that will help you in this conversation. First of all, use attending skills, active listening. That means before you attempt like probing or exploratory questions, you want to connect emotionally. You may offer encouraging, tell me more, I'm listening. You want to show that person with your body language that you're listening to them. And I know that it is so tempting because we're angry and we're hurt and we're upset to not want to listen to everything that they have to say, but it's important because if you want to get to a place of healing, sometimes you have to know what were the reasons, right? What could I have done better? Or sometimes it's not even anything that you've ever done better. It's because that person just wanted to cheat, right? And then that's when you make your decisions, right? That's not what this live is about. So we'll keep on going. The do's and the don'ts. Talk in a way that encourages your partner to listen, right? You want to come with a peaceful mindset, an understanding. You want to try to stay as calm as possible. And like I said, you don't want to provoke like a defensive response, right? It's just important to stay calm, right? Conduct some conversations in writing. There is nothing wrong with, first of all, keeping a journal of questions when they come to your mind, because you're not always going to be in front of that person, right? Or, they may be asleep, they may be in a shower, you may be, whatever the case may be, right? But sometimes, guys, when you ask sensitive questions, that person may be it may be a little bit easier and conducive for them to type it out, write it out, email it, text message, whatever the case may be, and answer you because they don't feel attacked in the moment because they're seeing all of your facial expressions, right? Take the time for self-care as the offended person, as the person that was cheating on. Tension is always going to linger after the conversations. So you want to keep a bottle of water next to you. You want to take deep sips, swallow. You want to take deep breaths. You want to have something that can make your negativity go away. Okay, so whether that's journaling, whether that's the music, whether that's going to run after it, whether that's a bath, whatever you can think of that's going to be your self-care after that. Some people ride motorcycles, some people go to the gym, whatever it is, take the time for self-care after the discussion. Okay. And then you want to be thoughtful about your body language. And I know some of y'all are like, Candy, be thoughtful about my body language? They cheated on me. Yes, because nonverbal language will shut people down. It will. It really will. And you want to establish eye contact and maintain a sense of, okay, I'm hearing you. This is a safe place. I want to know what happened, right? And why you did these things, right? And mind you, we're talking about all of the do's right now. These are things that you want to do. Okay. You want to just try to keep space between you guys as you're talking. And it's very, very helpful because, people tend to get angry, right? When we're having this discussion, and you don't want anything to get ever physical, right? For the person that was the cheater, and again, we're talking about the do's. I don't think I'm going to get to the don'ts because I'm already at like almost 9 minutes on this live, right? But the do's, right? You want to initiate conversations as the person that is the cheater. Okay. You want to initiate conversations. You want to set aside, be willing to go, set time aside and be willing to go first. Because if you're willing to go first, you're not just playing a role to appease them. You are showing the initiative because you're trying to make things right? And you want to get out all of the information that they need to know to get to a place where we can have healing and transformation. Start softly, right? When you disagree with your partner, try to start with sense making, right? And then ask your partner to give for permission to give like feedback. Do you mind if I say something? I should not go to Thanksgiving in my hometown because that person lives there. Like when you're trying to ask probing questions, is what that person is going to do. You want to give information, but you don't also want to give ammunition. Okay. Seek clarification instead of making assumptions. Okay. Perhaps you see a scowl on their face, they're making faces and stuff. And did I say something? I thought I saw your face change. Don't make assumptions, because that is the ignition for a fight. Okay. And be prepared to explain why the affair happened. Okay. Um, what are some excuses I used to justify the affair? What kind of lies did I tell myself? Why didn't I stop myself? Try to identify those high risk behaviors that contributed to your affair. And share those with your partner, and just be honest, because again, if this person is willing to work things out with you, then they need to hear it all, as many questions as they want. And I know, like, you're like, oh, I got to be completely honest. Yeah, because if they're asking, sometimes they already know the answers to the questions that they're asking, and they want to know if you're going to be truthful. So go ahead and tell the truth. Okay. And have authentic communication. Authentic communication is is integral to your recovery. And you just want to make sure that when you're doing authentic communication, know that it's difficult at times if you're not used to being authentic. You want to set aside like some time and practice it, because it takes about 3 months period for daily practice for it to really get ingrained in your head, and then it'll just flow through you. Okay. It's kind of like learning a new language. It requires intrinsic changes in how you perceive, how you think, how you feel, as well as extrinsic changes of how you communicate those perceptions, those thoughts, and those feelings. And then when you learn how to kind of communicate authentically, you're changing how you understand your truths and how you go about sharing those things. And like I said, it takes time to do those things. So I've talked to you about the do's. I will come back and talk to you about the don'ts. Again, this is your girl Candy J. Your favorite certified clinical sexologist. Remember to like, share, ring that bell so that you can come back and get more tips. This month we've been talking about infidelity, and I will keep up that trend for the rest of the month. Okay. I'll come back and talk about the don'ts tomorrow. All right. Have a wonderful day.